You know how Shakespeare asks that big question, to be or not to be?
Right.
Well, today we're kind of flipping that around a bit
Okay.
and taking a deep dive into to be or to do.
I like it.
We're looking at some really cool stuff about this guy, John Boyd. He
Yeah.
was like this military strategist, but
Most people haven't heard of him.
yeah, most people haven't, but
But his ideas were
Really?
hugely influential.
yeah, it's fascinating, right? Like,
Yes.
how can somebody have such a big impact if they're,
Kind of under the radar.
yeah, totally under the radar?
That's what's so interesting about him.
So we're not just talking about military stuff here.
No, not at all.
Boyd's ideas, they apply to anything where,
You're trying to succeed,
right, like if you want to achieve something,
achieve something
be successful,
in any field.
any field.
This is about that.
Yeah, this is about like, what does it really mean to be successful?
Exactly.
All right, so who was this John Boyd guy?
Well, he was
What made him so special?
he was a fighter pilot,
Yeah.
nicknamed 42nd Boyd.
42nd Boyd.
Yeah, so the story is he could defeat any opponent
Really?
in a dogfight simulation in under 40 seconds.
Wow, 40 seconds.
That's fast.
Yeah, like was he even playing the same game as everyone else?
Well, I mean, he was unbelievably skilled.
Right.
That's just part of it.
Yeah.
He was also this brilliant strategist and a teacher.
Uh-huh.
But here's where it gets interesting.
Whoa.
He chose to influence rather than go for fame. Never published a book.
What?
Rarely gave interviews.
That's kind of weird for someone who was,
You'd think he would.
yeah, like what was he trying to prove?
He wasn't about proving anything.
Oh, okay.
He understood that real impact often happens behind the scenes. It's like he was more interested in developing ideas and mentoring others
Gotcha.
than building up a big name for himself.
Okay, I'm starting to see why this guy is so interesting.
Yeah.
So how does this all connect to this to be or to do thing?
Well, Boyd believed that we always have this choice.
Okay.
You know, are we focused on being somebody?
So like status and recognition,
Yeah.
getting to
Like
the top.
climbing in a ladder.
Exactly. Or are we more about doing something?
Making a real contribution.
Yeah, even if it means staying out of the spotlight.
Interesting. So it's not just about your job. It's like,
It's bigger.
it's a much bigger question.
Like how you approach life.
I see. So what are the downsides of each path?
Well, if you choose to be somebody,
All right.
it might mean prioritizing your image over integrity.
Oh.
You might have to play the game, even if
Even if you have to compromise.
you got it.
Hmm.
Sacrifice some of your principles.
But wait, don't you need to be somebody to really make things happen?
That's what a lot of people think.
Right. Like you need a platform.
Yeah, to have influence.
Yeah.
That was a big thing that Boyd challenged.
Really?
He believed that focusing on being somebody,
Could actually hold you back.
it could really hurt your ability to do meaningful work.
How so? Because when you're always chasing status and recognition, it can become a trap.
A trap.
Yeah, it distracts you from your true purpose.
Oh, okay.
It leads you down this path of compromise and selfish ambition.
So how do you avoid that trap?
That's a good question.
Because
I mean,
we all want to be successful.
right. We all want to be successful in some way.
Boyd had this powerful way of showing this.
Okay.
Imagine him with this young officer,
Okay.
and he's drawing two paths with his hands,
Okay.
literally representing these two choices.
You be or to do.
Right, to be somebody or to do
Yeah.
something.
Uh-huh.
And he pointed out how easily systems can corrupt even the best values.
Oh, so like, you know,
Duty, honor, country.
yeah, how those can get twisted into image, career, money.
Wow, that's right.
That's powerful.
He would actually cross out those noble ideals
Throw away.
and replace them with those
Well,
selfish ones.
That's a strong image.
It's about how the ego works.
Yeah.
It wants to replace your true purpose.
With just getting validation from other people.
I see.
So instead of serving something bigger,
You end up serving.
you end up serving your ego.
Wow, that's
Right.
yeah, that's pretty sobering.
And it's not just in the military.
Oh no, I can see that everywhere.
Yeah.
Politics, entertainment,
Absolutely.
even just in our own relationships.
It's a constant temptation.
It really is.
Boyd had this question that cuts through all that.
Okay.
What is your purpose?
Oh wow.
If your purpose is all about you,
Okay.
building yourself up,
Mm-hmm.
the path might seem easier,
Right.
but it comes with compromises.
Big compromises.
And if your purpose is about contributing to something bigger than you,
Yeah.
that path is harder, but ultimately
more fulfilling.
way more fulfilling.
Okay, so how do you even figure out what your purpose is?
That's a great question.
Because it's a big question.
It is.
Like a really big question.
Yeah, and there's no easy answer.
Yeah.
But Boyd's point was that you need to keep asking yourself that question.
So it's not a one-time thing.
No.
It's constant.
It's ongoing.
Okay.
You need to be aware of why you do things.
Your motivations.
Exactly. And make sure your actions line up with what you really value.
So you're saying you got to walk the walk.
Right. He called this roll call.
Roll call. Like in the military.
Exactly. Like Boyd's standing there with a clipboard asking,
Okay.
are you choosing to be E or to do it today?
Wow, that's a powerful image.
It sticks with you.
Yeah, it does.
So it's not just a one-time choice.
It's every day.
Yeah, every day,
Wow.
every decision, every action.
Is a choice.
You're either aligning with your purpose or compromising it to make your ego happy.
And those choices.
And have consequences.
Yeah, they do.
So how did Boyd actually live this out?
Right. Did he walk the walk?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
They called him the ghetto colonel.
What?
He didn't care about money, lived really simply.
Interesting.
He even turned down promotions.
Why would he do that?
He didn't want to compromise his principles.
Wow. So he was willing to pay a price for his integrity.
He was.
He's willing to pay a price for his integrity.
Yeah, he was. And that's something we all have to deal with. You know,
Right.
Choosing to do something isn't always the easy path.
No, definitely not.
You might have to sacrifice recognition or status,
Yeah.
maybe even money.
It's like Boyd was saying, if you're really serious about making a difference,
Yeah,
be ready for some pushback.
exactly. And that resistance can come from anywhere, you know?
Oh, interesting.
Sometimes it's the systems themselves that reward being somebody.
Over actually doing the work.
Exactly.
So how do you navigate that? How do you stay true to what you believe in
Right.
when the whole world seems to be pushing you in a different direction?
Well, Boyd thought it came down to making those choices.
Okay.
The ones you make every single day.
The little choices.
Yeah, like asking yourself, is this really what I should be doing?
Or am I just trying to impress somebody?
You got it.
It's like having Boyd's voice in your head all the time,
I like that.
right?
Yeah, like that roll call happening throughout the day.
Exactly.
And it's not about beating yourself up if you mess up.
Right.
It's about being aware of it.
Having that conversation with yourself.
Yeah, that inner dialogue so you can get back on track.
This is starting to feel really practical.
It is.
It's not just some airy-fairy philosophy.
Right.
It's about making real-world choices that reflect what you believe in.
I think that's what Boyd was all about.
Yeah, totally.
And those choices can be small.
Oh, okay.
It's not always about these big, grand gestures.
Right.
Boyd believed that even tiny actions, when they come from the right place, they can have a ripple effect.
I see.
Think about your own work. What's one thing you could do today
Okay.
that would actually make a difference, even if it's not in your job description?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
It's like shifting your mindset
Right.
from what am I supposed to do
Yeah.
to what actually needs to be done.
Exactly.
I like that. And what about your relationships?
Oh,
How can you show up in a way that's more real,
yeah.
more focused on the other person,
That-
not just how the relationship makes you look?
These are really making me think.
Good. They should.
It's like Boyd's challenging us to find those moments in
Yeah.
our everyday lives.
The little cracks
Yeah, where we can do something that matters.
instead of just trying to be somebody.
Exactly.
And the more you do it, the easier it gets.
Okay.
Like building a muscle.
Oh, I like
You
it.
exercise those doing muscles,
Right.
they get stronger.
Okay, but let's be real. Not everyone can be a John Boyd. Kurt,
Of course not.
he sounds like a pretty exceptional guy.
He was, but his message, it applies to everyone.
In what way?
We all have that ability to choose purpose over ego,
Yeah,
to focus on doing something that really matters.
even if it's in a small way.
And what I'm liking about this is it's not about being perfect.
No, not at all.
It's about trying. It's about checking in with yourself
Yeah.
and making adjustments as you go.
Boyd knew this was a lifelong thing.
Yep.
It never ends, aligning your actions with your values.
Right.
It's about always showing up for that roll call.
And remembering that every choice you make, every action you take,
It matters.
it's like a vote for the kind of person you want to be
Exactly.
and the kind of world you want to live in.
I like that a lot.
You know, it's funny, like Boyd did all this amazing stuff,
Yeah.
but you don't really hear his name that much.
Right.
It's almost like he's proof that you don't have to be famous
To
to,
have an impact.
yeah, to really make a difference.
I think that's true. His legacy, it's in the people he mentored
Okay.
and the ideas he shared.
Uh-huh.
You can still see his influence today
Wow.
in the military and even beyond.
And that's because of his focus on doing, right? not just being somebody.
He got things done.
Yeah, he did the work.
Even if it meant staying out of the spotlight.
Exactly.
And it's a good reminder that sometimes the most important work, it happens behind the scenes.
It does.
You don't always have to be the loudest voice. It's about consistency.
Showing up.
Yeah, showing up, doing the work, making a difference.
However you can.
Exactly.
So as we're wrapping up this deep dive,
Yeah.
what's the one thing you really hope our listener takes away from Boyd's story?
I think it goes back to that question he asked.
Okay.
To be or to do.
Right.
It's something we can ask ourselves.
In every part of our lives.
Yeah. Like, are you more worried about how people see you?
Okay.
About building your image?
Or are you really trying to contribute to something bigger?
Exactly.
A really powerful question.
It is.
And it's not about having all the answers right away.
No, not at all.
It's about that constant roll call.
Exactly.
Like Boyd was talking about.
Checking in with yourself. Figuring out what's motivating you. Making sure your actions match your values.
It's a journey.
It is a lifelong journey.
So to our listener out there, we'll leave you with this.
Okay.
In a world that's obsessed with being somebody,
yeah,
how can you rediscover that power of doing something?
Something that really matters.
Yeah. What small but meaningful action can you take today?
Right. Something that aligns with your purpose.
Maybe it's reaching out to someone who needs help.
Could be.
Volunteering your time for a cause you care about.
Yeah.
Or just taking a few minutes to think about what truly matters to you.
Those are all great ideas.
The choice is yours.
To be or to do.
Which path will you choose?